Welcome back to
Boppin'
Around with Venus.
And Ayesha.
Woo!
Welcome.
I realize we're saying it in two different tones. Like, I'm saying Boppin' Around, and you're going...
Boppin' Around.
Yeah, we're saying it in two different tones. Boppin' Around. Okay, I should say it like that too then. Ready? Let's practice that again.
Okay.
Boppin' Around. I'm singing it now.
Are we not doing the same?
I like that though. That's cute. I'm doing like the little slightly higher harmony. Okay, well, woo!
Welcome.
So we just recorded the last episode about Ayesha's sex work journey.
Oh.
So now we're gonna speak about mine. It's all about me, finally.
Me.
Yeah, well, guys, wow. To think that it's actually been 5 years of me doing OnlyFans is kind of crazy to me. 1 second, let me just hydrate.
5 years OnlyFans.
It'll be almost 5 years in September.
Okay.
Wow, have I learned a lot of things along the way. I first opened the account in May 20... Wait, hold on, no. I first opened the account in February 2020.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny because I was originally going to start it with my now boyfriend, who wasn't my boyfriend at the time. We were actually just best friends who was fucking.
Oh, friends with benefits.
And, like, okay, so, hold on. I think I need to go even further back. Well, maybe we'll get into that part in a little bit about, like, you know, did I always want to do this and stuff like that, but I will say that I had learned about what OnlyFans was, and I remember I was working in an office job right before COVID hit, and I remember I would go into the office every morning, and there was a guy that worked there, and me and him, we used to kind of just, like, joke a bit about OnlyFans. I don't know how it would come up. I think I obviously was learning about it, and there probably was a part of me that was intrigued, and we used to joke about each other having an OnlyFans, and about, like, are you going to quit your job? Are you going to start OnlyFans? Do you have an OnlyFans? I remember just, like, chatting and joking about OnlyFans with him. But deep down, I was kind of like, wait a minute. I kind of want to look into this. And then my best friend, Kenny, who is my now boyfriend, he must have encouraged me or something to start one. But I think, I don't know what we saw. Did we see another couple do it together or something? We were like, let's do a couples one. We wasn't even a couple, but we were like, let's start a couples OnlyFans, okay? So we're like, yeah, let's do it. But like, it's so crazy. Back then I knew nothing about like how to do it or promote or like anything at all. We spent one day making content. We wore like balaclavas over our faces.
Oh.
I do not look good in them. Jesus Christ.
Really?
I look so weird. And we're literally in my old apartment in this little tiny ass room that I had there because I was sharing it with 2 other people. And we're just trying to record content, and it was so funny. And I mean, Kenny admits to this day that he kind of like was down to do it because he just wanted to, like, you know, have sex with me and so like, okay, that sounds kind of weird, but not in a weird way, in a way that he was like, because he was like encouraging me to do it. Like, he was like, you should do it, let's do it together. So we make some content, and we make the OnlyFans account, but we never really followed through with it because I think I kind of just like didn't really know how to promote or how to get fans and all that stuff. So I think we made a Twitter as well, but it just kind of died. Like, it didn't really go anywhere until I think I looked back into it in around May of 2020 when I was home in Ireland. I think I posted some photos on my page just to at least build up the content. So it was still the same page that I had started with him. And then it was like later on that summer, I heard of this girl who was actually my boyfriend's ex at the time.
Oh, okay.
That's
what?
a whole other story. It was in a different country because he was in this long distance thing. I'm not going to get into all that. But she had made money on OnlyFans. It was like she made like $100 or something. And I was like, holy shit, she actually made money. Oh my God, someone actually that I know, well, I didn't know her, but someone like connected to me in real life, like actually made money. Like, wow. So I'm like, that's inspiration in itself. And then I told you guys already that I had a podcast previously a few years back. I interviewed, I think I spoke about this, exactly the same guy. I interviewed this guy who I met on Hinge who had been in an open relationship, and he told me that his ex was now doing OnlyFans full time because she got fired. And then he was like to me, because I think I was talking about how I have an account but I haven't done anything with it, and he was like, oh my god, you need to do it, my ex is making a good bit of money, you should do it. So I was like, oh my god, wow, wait, is this a sign? And I really took it as a sign.
A good sign.
And then when I officially moved out of that house and I moved back home to Ireland because of obviously the pandemic, I that's another part of this whole thing too. The pandemic definitely spurred all that on, but we won't get into that for now. But yeah, I think that was in August when I met him, and then I went home in September and I was like, right, I'm gonna do this now, I'm gonna start. And I think I just learned as I went. Like, I was just like, I think I mostly used Twitter in the beginning, joined retweet groups, moved to Reddit. Reddit was quite good to get like good subscribers that would spend money. I didn't even start on TikTok for a long time after. Like, probably in 2021 I started on TikTok. So for a while I was just posting on Twitter and Reddit. What the fuck? Not even really on Instagram. Yeah.
Wow.
So crazy.
Young Venus.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the journey of how, but realistically, like, I had wanted to do something like this for a long time. I want to say probably after I finished university, like, I really felt like I knew who I was at that point. It took me a while to really like gain self-confidence and self-esteem and to be comfortable expressing myself and all of that. Like, I think I was quite inhibited.
She needs help.
Inhibited socially and just everything for a lot of my like later teenage years. And then, you know, so I went through some hard times, and I think that helped me to almost, sometimes when you hit rock bottom, it kind of spurs you to be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm sick of this, I need to change. And I think by the time I had finished university, I felt just very sure of myself and what I wanted to do, and I obviously wanted to move, I wanted to leave Ireland. But I also kind of became a lot more sexually confident in myself and really wanted to express myself sexually, and I was like, I remember like I'd be in the gym and I was like, wow, I'm like building a body here, I'm building a booty. Yeah. And I want to like do something with this body. Like I was actively thinking that. And then when I moved over to London with my friend, we really were like, I mean, we were doing different types of things. We were in that very like, let's make this work. We need to make money in order to like actually move out and live here. So I was really thinking in a sense of like, I need to make money, because I don't think I'd really thought about money up until that point. Did I always have a kind of a like entrepreneurial mindset? Yes. Like I always kind of had a dream for myself that I would work for myself in some form. And I mean, there's little signs of it over the years when I was younger too. I mean, you see it in yourself as a kid, you know, when you set up like a little shop in your garden, or did you ever do that?
I did.
Just little things you do, imaginary games as kids. And then I think even as a teenager, I was always kind of like, how do I make money online? Let me do those surveys. Like, you know, I think most people do that.
Can I ask, sorry, do you remember what you sold in your shop back when you were a kid?
Just like sweets and shit. There was always some drama though with it. Like I remember one of the girls in my estate, like it turned out that the money that she was getting to provide all the food in the shop was actually like she was stealing it from her mom or something.
Oh. What the fuck? Well, that's interesting. Shout out to the thief girl.
I wonder how she is today. Okay, random anyways. But yeah, so I became quite interested by the fact that I was hearing of like people making money selling their nudes. Wow, such a concept at the time, 2018. Right. OnlyFans already existed at this point, but I hadn't even heard of it. But you know, I was interested in seeing how can I make money from most likely men, right? Like in a way, I wasn't really ever interested in doing in-person sex work. It just wasn't something that I wanted to do. Someone close to me at the time was doing it, so I was kind of like seeing the experience through their eyes. They had a slightly different experience to you. I think when it's good, and then when it's bad, it's bad. But I think when you're doing it out of survival, a lot of times you can put yourself potentially in bad situations that could be dangerous. Yeah. Basically, I wanted to see how I could make money, most likely from my body. Okay. So I remember going on to seeking arrangements, and like, you know, the sugar daddy thing was quite becoming quite popular. But I was like, I don't want to meet them in real life. Like, let's see if I can just get a man to send me money online, which that's very, very unlikely, which I then learned. The desire was there.
Okay, the desire was there.
I think if I knew about OnlyFans at that time, I would have definitely probably started it. Now, I'm kind of happy that I didn't know about it. I'm kind of glad that by the time I really knew about OnlyFans, I was 25, and I think that was quite a good age for me to be, because it made me be more sure of myself and just know what I wanted to do. And
right.
my frontal lobe was somewhat developing or develop. I don't think it was fully developed at 25 at all, but, you know, it was just like I kind of had, you know, 25 is considered, I mean, over 25 is in the X Factor. That was considered old, grown.
Wow.
When you think about that, like... But I had some little experiences here and there. Maybe I'll get into them another time, of just little fun ways that I made money. But I think I always wanted to find a way that I could technically, I guess, sell my nudes for money. Now, did I go on Twitter at the time, maybe try and find a way to do it? Potentially. But it still seemed scary to me at the time, I will say. And I feel like I still, part of me was like, do I want to do that? But then when I heard about that and how, you know, these girls were getting rich from it, and I knew that it was kind of something that I would consider doing, and that I've always considered doing, is
right.
like expressing myself sexually, being naked. I think that was the part that was more natural to me in the beginning, just like posting nudes. Because that's just something that I wanted to do.
Is there a thrill?
It's just something that I wanted to... I mean, I guess in a way, yeah. Like, I would always post quite revealing content on my own personal Instagram up until the point where I started OnlyFans, because I just kind of wanted to. Like, I don't know, it was just like an instinct in me. I wanted to, I keep saying it, express myself sexually. You know, embrace my body, take beautiful pictures. Like, I just really enjoyed it.
It's quite freeing.
Yeah. So then OnlyFans was kind of almost like an outlet for me to do that. I also, there's so many reasons as to why I wanted to do it. The money aspect, obviously a big one, but also I don't think, people don't just do it for the money, you know what I mean? Right. And I think if you do just do it for the money, you might end up not liking it or regretting it. There has to be kind of something else there, because, I think... Personally, for me, the money was obviously a great thing to know that you can get paid doing something that you love, because it was something that I wanted to do anyways. I liked the idea of being in the beginning, it almost turned me on in the beginning to be let me record myself, you know, doing something.
I want to add two things.
And the fact that someone is going to buy that and watch me is turning me on.
No, definitely. About you saying that it turns you on, I would say that is in a form of gratification, isn't it? You know, happiness that what you're doing is fulfilling you in some way, whether it's sexually, financially, but also to say that it's actually an outlet, isn't it, this industry, for your creativity and productivity. Would you say that that's increased as well over the years?
What?
Your creativity and productivity.
Creativity, I feel especially in the beginning it was so fun for me, because, well, first of all, it was completely new, and it was the first time I could ever control really how much money I made. And well, when I first started, it was just crazy to me. When I remember my first ever subscriber, I think the name on the account was Eddie. Oh. Shout out to Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
And I was like, oh my god, someone fucking subscribed! I just couldn't believe it. And then it took a little bit for, you know, people to actually spend more money on my page, but I remember when I had I think the first month, or maybe I remember the first time I would look at my statements and see that I had made $300 in the last month or something. $300. Now obviously that sounds like a small amount, but in the beginning, seeing that I just made $300, I felt so rich. I was like, oh my god, I feel so rich, because I had kind of just been used to making money from a paycheck, you know, from working for a company. So this industry really changes your understanding and beliefs about money, that's for sure. The creativity aspect of it, definitely. I feel I got to be really creative, especially in the beginning with the content I was posting, ordering different outfits, dressing up, making customs for people. like kind of figuring out what way I wanted my page to be. And especially then over the years, I learned like that you can make it a lot more personal. You can do whatever you want on your page. Like a lot, like some stuff doesn't even have to be sexual. It can literally just be like you chatting or like cooking or, you know, like sometimes people don't even want, I will say most people do want the sexual content, but there is fans who don't even really want that.
Right.
I've done videos where I was like reading stories to people or like, I'm trying to think what else, like dancing. I don't know, not everything is very sexual. I mean, even for example, right now I do pole dancing there. I do like pole dancing live streams on my OnlyFans, and like a lot of times I'm fully clothed unless like, you know, the tips are there. But I literally, I just feel like it's a place as well where you can just express yourself a bit more, because if you post pole dancing content on social media, like you're most likely getting censored, because with pole dancing it comes like, you know, you kind of need to wear as little clothing as possible so you can grip to the pole and stuff.
Right.
And they flag that, and I think it has a stigma around it too, for being like related to sex work, and therefore the algorithm doesn't like it.
That's horrible.
And then productivity, I think it's a double-edged sword because it can make you feel really good about yourself, the way you're like, I can work for myself, I can make my own money, I can, if I like do this amount of work, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it's like I'm in control, therefore I need to get my shit done, which then builds confidence in yourself that you can actually get your shit done, and that you can be on top of things and basically build a life for yourself that you want. But then with the double-edged sword is that you might feel like shit if you feel like you didn't do enough, and you're constantly going to feel like you haven't worked hard enough. Or I feel like I deal with that a lot, but where I'm like, did I even work today? Like, what did I even do? Or like, I'm just like feeling like, oh, I should have worked harder.
Okay.
And there's also a bit of a lack of direction too, because if you are working for yourself, you don't have someone telling you what to do, which is great, but then at the same time you might be like, wait, so what should I do?
I want to ask you something. So, in terms of, like, longevity, because I remember we spoke about this in the last episode for me, but I don't really think I asked it back to you. What would you say is your plan, right? Because obviously for me, I'd want to do sex work for, like, in person for, like, a year at tops most. But for yourself, how long do you see yourself doing this? Is this something that you want to do for the foreseeable future? Is it something that you'd move away from? Yeah, what's your plans?
Well, I don't really have a plan.
Okay.
I'll just be honest.
That's nothing wrong with that, yeah.
I don't really have a full exact plan. I know that every year that I've done this, things have changed. Mm-hmm. Like, it changes a lot year to year. I mean, last year, the transparent YouTube try-on hauls was such a big thing, which was bringing in a lot of fans. This year, not really as much a thing. I mean, I was getting a lot of people from Instagram and TikTok mostly. Of course, you know what's happened there.
Right.
It's just like every year you don't really know what's going to happen. Therefore, it's hard to say. I will say I have also kind of started posting just like regular kind of content on TikTok and YouTube. And I do have a little bit of a stream of income from those platforms. It's not much, but it's still kind of cool. And I have made a little bit of money from brand deals, a teeny little bit. So like that's also something that I can see myself trying to pursue a bit more as well. Like I think the idea of having a few good streams of income will be great. So I'm really do want to grow that side of things, like making money from brand deals and just monetization on social media. But when it comes to OnlyFans, like the thing is, like I think when I first started, I thought, oh, like there's an age cutoff for doing this, you know, like once you get to a certain age, you can't really do it. But that's so not true, and I know that now. Like there's people who are like in their 40s, 50s, even 60s that are fucking making so much money, doing so well.
Right.
It's also like a really good, like it's you're automatically more niched as well because there's less people of those ages doing it, at least I think. So, and there's a lot of men who really love older women. I think one thing you learn from doing OnlyFans and sex work is that what we're fed by the media and by society is not actually what's real. Like, definitely. We're told there's one standard of beauty, or like that everyone needs to conform to this standard, but like there is so many people who look all different types of ways, and you will constantly find a proper fan base no matter what you look like, or there's always going to be people that are interested in you and think you're beautiful, and you know what I mean? So with that being said, I really don't see there being like like an age cutoff. So I don't know, like I see girls who are super, super successful right now and they want to retire. I remember there's one girl, Midwest Emma, she always says that she'd retire at 30. I think she actually is the same age as me, so she's 30 now. I'm not sure when she's retiring at this point, but I think I still want to get to I want to gain more success, grow my business, grow my income, and then consider it more. But I think I could see myself still post, like, who knows what way I'll be posting on there.
Yeah.
Could change the style of videos I make, style of content, but I could see myself posting there for, just like you, forever. Like, literally forever.
Good.
So it's just intriguing because we don't know how long these platforms will be around for and everything. I mean,
I just want to say, I want to see your face on social media forever anyway.
Babe, you cutie pie. You're so far away. Come closer. Why do you keep moving so far?
I'm scared she's going to hit me.
I remember just feeling so rich those first couple weeks of actually making money on there, even though it was a tiny amount. But it was very, very exciting.
Okay.
And, as time goes on, you do start to lose that, like, that feeling, because it starts to become so normalized, and I think sometimes I have to remind myself. It's the same thing with like living in this apartment right now in London. I like when me and my boyfriend first found this apartment, I was so grateful, so happy, it was perfect, everything. And then like now it's been a year and a bit of living here, and sometimes I'll forget about how I'm so happy and grateful to live here. I have to remind myself. Because I'll be like, oh wait, I want to change this, I don't like the curtains, like things are going wrong in my life right now. I'm like, wait a minute, let's just count our Let's be grateful. Count the blessings, for real. The thing is, I was still doing OnlyFans along with my actual full-time job. Now, things were a bit confusing at the time because of COVID, and I do think that COVID obviously spurred so many people on to change what they were doing. So many creators blew up on TikTok, especially over COVID. Yeah. Because no one was in their regular job, their regular routine, so everyone had time to do these, like, to actually start posting online, and the stigma behind it kind of had left as well. I think that was another thing for me too. I was seeing more and more girls do OnlyFans, and I was like, wait a minute, like, because I think I probably did fall victim to the fact that, like, thinking that, like, it's a realistic thing, there is a stigma behind it, but seeing more people be confident and open about it also made me be like, this is a normal thing to do. Like, yes, it carries more risks than maybe some other types of jobs, but it is still a normal job. You're making money, you're paying taxes, exactly. Blah, blah, blah. I do think that because of COVID, I did end up starting OnlyFans. Like, I want to know if COVID hadn't happened, would I have started? I don't know, because I probably would have stayed in my office job and achieved that promotion that I apparently was going to go. I don't fucking know, because I was about to get some form of a promotion before COVID happened. God knows. And that was like a sales job as well, so maybe I'd still be in sales. But anyways, I was furloughed from that company for a bit as well, but then I was working from home for them while also doing OnlyFans. And then I eventually left that job, started working in a different sales job, which was also work from home, still doing OnlyFans on the side. And I think it was September 2021, so I guess that was only a full year of me doing OnlyFans. I was like, no, fuck this. I fucking hate this job. I was crying like for a full week straight about it. I was like, I hate this. I'm just going to quit. I'm going to quit. I hate it. And I'm just going to pray. I'm going to do the pull and pray method that like OnlyFans works out. So I quit, and I was paying a good bit of rent for the house that I was living in at the time. So that rent would be quite a big paycheck every month. Now, I quit with a good bit of savings that I had been able to save over COVID. So I had that security blanket beneath me, which I definitely needed for the first year while I was living in that flat. Then I moved to Cyprus, and then after Cyprus, for 2 months basically. And then after Cyprus, I went back home to Ireland for a bit. For like a good year, saved up money, and then moved here. But anyways, basically, tangent. I've been doing this full time since the end of 2021, and that's crazy to me because that's 4 years of not working for anyone else
but yourself.
Now, I did work for a podcast company for like a couple months because I was actually genuinely interested and wanted to. I did like a part-time work for them, a little bit of extra money. Because honestly, like, in the beginning, and even, like, I mean, I'm feeling it right now too, but I was still, like, I was making, like, a normal amount of money, like, that I would have made in my other jobs, you know? So I felt like I wasn't really actually making so much money that these girls online were talking about. So I was still in a little bit of the survival mode. And then I do feel like in the past year or so I saw a proper, like, but the thing is, even still, every year I've seen an increase in how much I was earning. And especially in the last year and this year, like last year with the try-on hauls, and then this year was doing pretty well until, of course, all my accounts have been fucking nuked.
Right.
So there is that aspect of it as well. Like, you do feel a bit more in, like, the survival mode and the fight or flight when you know you have to, like, you don't have a guaranteed amount of money coming in. But I'm really proud of myself that I actually quit and took the risk. And even though, yes, some things were harder because of it, I'm really happy and think that it was the right decision for me at that time. And I was able to, like, basically survive in this world for the past 4 years, making money by myself. There's been ups, there's been downs, but I've managed to make it work, and I'm really proud of myself. And I think that it's something I've wanted for myself, and I'm out here doing it. I'm glad I took the risk.
No, I'm very glad
I'm glad I took the risk.
So a few things, 2 questions, but a few things to say about this. When I rejoined Venus at the beginning of this year, and, you know, I found out that OnlyFans was like her job, basically, I was like, wow, I'm so proud of her. She's got this fantastic apartment in London. You know, it's completely basically paid for by sin, but anyway, I just wanted to say that. But also, in terms of the thing I said before about social stigma, no one gives a fuck. Fuck social stigma. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. And 2 things remaining. First being the question to you. You know, you talk about how you've been doing this for 4 years now, and you talk about an increase over here, an increase of this and that, blah, blah, blah. My question to you is there any, like, small piece of advice that you'd give to a younger version of yourself who was on this journey, you know, that would probably help you, you know, to be happy right now, or something like that?
You're so cute. Interesting. I think when I first had quit my job and I was just doing OnlyFans, I was quite at a loss.
Right.
Like, because I really didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, or I didn't know what way I should promote, or what platforms I should use, or like, and I was seeing certain girls be really successful, but I was just struggling to, like, apply that to my own self and business and stuff. I don't know, it was just kind of hard for me, and I felt a little bit distant and disconnected from everyone. I wasn't really in any group chats, like a sense of community I think I was lacking. It was a good thing that I did have savings at the time, because my income was just, like, not high enough in order to be surviving, so thank God I had the savings.
Good.
So that is something I would say, like, I think, yeah, as much as it is great to quit your job, don't put yourself in a position where you're actually going to be struggling. Like, you need, like, save up money at first before you really consider quitting, so that way you have a little bit of a security blanket. But what was the question?
In terms of advice, what would you give your younger self?
Yeah. So I think when I did first start, like, in the very beginning, I didn't really, like, see the need to have that sense of community and to know other girls in the industry and stuff like that. But I feel like ever since, like, especially I want to say last year, I've been in a lot of group chats now, in Telegram, Discord, just about other creators, other girls doing this, you know. You learn a lot from other people. I think that's actually, even if you're not in these group chats, even just watching other people's, like, tutorials on how they do things, right, like how they made this much money in a month, like tips to increase your pay-per-view message income, or like how they structure their page, how they word things, just everything. Like, you really can learn a lot from other creators, and that's something that I've done. I mean, even before I started OnlyFans, for the whole of 2020, I was just watching videos about other girls, like, and how they set it up. I felt like when I actually finally properly started it in September of 2020, I knew so much about the platform and how to work it. But Yeah, I think though, even with that being said, just being able to like talk to other creators when bad things happen, being able to like actually like vent about it, learning from other creators, that will all really help you. Because at first I thought like, how will that really help by me like being in these communities and stuff, but it does, because you really, because they're your co-workers at the end of the day.
Sense of community.
Yeah, it gives you that sense of community. You see what other people are going through, other people's wins, other people's losses, and it definitely helps you feel less alone and more united. Like, I haven't really made any proper friends through it, because obviously like it is an online job. I know a lot of girls do make friends and they collab and everything, and that's why I think even just like you coming back into my life, and then that you also happen to be doing sex work, is like just amazing. Connecting with other creators is only going to help you versus like not, you know what I mean? So, you know, join those group chats, join those discords. Even just like, I had like one conversation with a girl. I was actually asking her to do a shout out for shout out. I was going to pay her, because I was like, oh, like it's good to find creators who look like you to do shout outs with, right? Because you're kind of probably in a similar niche. I mean, niche is a whole other topic of conversation that we'll get into at some point. Right. But yeah, and she was like to me, wait a minute, like don't ask me here on OnlyFans. Like, let me add you to the Hairy Girl Creators Telegram group. And through that group, like I connected with so many people and do shout out for shout outs with people, and I've grown. That's a big way that I grew my page actually in the past 2 years, is through shout out for shout out. Mass shout out for shout out groups, where you basically schedule a girl for every month, and then you have a date for the month as well, where every girl schedules you.
Just one day.
So just by like even just like speaking to her, I finally got onto Telegram. Also, like, there's creators who will do, like, you know, live chats, web streams. There is a community that you can pay to be a part of that I actually have done now. It's Scotty's Top 1% course, and they do webinars in that group as well, and those have been really good. So you just need to connect to people. You just need to hear other people speaking about their experience, their tips, what's been working for them that month. I think that's just, like, really, really helpful.
Interesting. Question for you. So, in terms of like your entire experience up to now, would you say that you're happy with what you do? Are you happy with your line of work? Does it bring you joy?
It brings me joy, and I'm happy with it. I feel as though I want more. Like, I want to earn more, grow the business on social media too.
Definitely.
But I'm really happy with where it's gotten me so far.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, see, to me now, you ask me that question and I'm like, I think as I said earlier, like, it just becomes normalized and you kind of forget. Yeah. But I'm so happy that I found a way to work on my own time, have my time to myself, be my own boss, travel and not have to request holidays, like you know, like that freedom, that freedom is what will make you happy.
That's a big thing.
Like, but it's also what I said earlier, there is struggles that come with it too, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like right now when you ask me am I happy, like it's like a complicated question, because right now I'm struggling a bit, but overall am I happy? Yes. Like, I feel like it's just something that it was really suited to me, you know? And I'm happy with how far it's taken me.
Good.
And who it's made me today, because genuinely, who the fuck would I be if like at this point in time, if I hadn't?
Would you say that doing this line of work has matured you in some sense as well, emotionally and mentally?
That's
changed your thought process?
It's definitely made me more aware of boundaries. And knowing what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with, because for me, like, okay, I think it's like there's two things. If you're kind of a little bit iffy about something, but you're like, I would do it for a certain amount of money, that's still a boundary, you know, like that's still you being like, right, it's not that I'm opposed to it, I just don't really like, I'm not like super like, oh yeah, I'll do that, you know, so raise the amount of money you're making. But if it's actually something that you just don't want to do, then you have to say no. Like, there's no point of money. And I do find that, like, when I used to do like Snapchat sexting sessions, there's sometimes where people might say something to me like that was kind of like derogatory, or like, you know, they hadn't actually asked for consent before they were going to speak in a certain way.
Right.
And it would just give me this weird feeling.
Yeah.
And I like, that's how I would know, oh, that's my boundary crossed. Like, I need to like say something to them, or like, you know, go forward and know like that like, we're just recognize that feeling. It's the same thing if I just feel like a fan is speaking to me weird, or like, you have to understand that you're the one in charge. It's your page, so whatever you say goes. And that kind of gives you a good sense of control as well. But yeah, it's really important to exercise your boundaries. Press that fucking restrict button. I love the restrict button on OnlyFans. If you piss me off, if you say something rude or just like something so idiotic,
right,
I'm going to respond to you, and then I'm going to restrict you so you can't fucking respond back.
Wow, you actually quite
The
nice.
restrict button's great because if you block them, I don't know if they actually do this, but OnlyFans technically will take back the money they spent on the subscription. So restricting them means that they just can't message, they can't comment, they don't know they've been restricted.
That's good.
Yeah. They don't know anything's differently. They're commenting, they're messaging. Nothing's going through, babe. Let me just take a second to say I really appreciate all the nice, sweet fans. Because some people are so sweet and so lovely, and they just get it, and they understand how to talk to you, and they're very emotionally mature, and they get what OnlyFans is. They enjoy themselves, and that's
shout
it.
out a fan?
Go ahead.
Dan the man.
We actually have had some fan crossovers lately, which is really cool, because I think from us making certain content or just me tagging Ayesha, it's like, you know, fans will go over there, and they've been intrigued by her. Like,
love it. Very sweet.
One day we realised that I had made a custom for someone who was also on Ayesha's page buying their content. And I was like, no way, that person is whoring out this whole house. I will say I had a lot of fun as well with the try-on hauls last year. Like, I think they were really fun. Sometimes it would feel like a lot of effort, but in reality, like, I used to love getting dressed up in these little cute ass outfits that I would normally never wear out, or like I would never normally buy. I used to be buying so much from Amazon and then returning it. Like, I was going to the post office all the time. That was very fun.
That's cool, actually.
To like do all those try on hauls and to gain a whole audience on YouTube was really, really fun. I think like it's really crazy because like when you first start something, especially like online sex work, like all you are like knowing is that you're doing it because it's something that you enjoy. Well, this for me anyways, that I wanted to really express myself and I wanted to see what money I could make. But then like as time goes on, you realize that there's so much more that goes into it, you know. I didn't really start it thinking that I would like never work a normal job again. I just wanted to start it because it was like, I didn't even think anyone would find out about it as well. But come to find out, lots of people who've known me over the years, in my younger years over the years, where I'm from, they know about it. It's just like, so that's actually something to keep in mind, that like people will find out. You have to be okay with that.
Definitely.
Also, like, there is the part that like, there's the social stigma. There's the awkwardness of people asking you what you do for work and if you're going to tell them. There's the family thing, which is a whole other ballgame in itself. There's, you know, some friendships might fall apart because of it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it that like you might not think about in the beginning. That's kind of the summary of me getting into it and the reasons behind it. To be honest, like, even sex work aside, like, I always was interested in social media and wanted to post and had a YouTube channel, made a podcast before this. So it's kind of funny that somehow by doing OnlyFans, I kind of have technically fallen into the social media game as well, which is something that I also kind of always had an inkling for. And just like speaking to a camera always came natural to me. So there's a lot of things that all kind of made sense as to why I would want to do something like OnlyFans. And like, I hate just saying OnlyFans, it's not just OnlyFans. Like, you know, there's other platforms. I mean, there's other platforms you can use, but OnlyFans is like the main one everyone knows. But online sex work, online content creation, online adult content creation.
OnlyFans is quite, you know, I think it's quite reputable. I think it's quite well known. And if I have to say, compared to other places like Fans View or like Fansly, not that I'm aware of, but as far as I know with OnlyFans, it's quite secure, right? So everyone who's actually on there, everyone who's got an account and creating content, they're all verified, they're all real people, you know, they're all over the legal age, you know, consenting adults. And that's one thing I do.
Well, that's all we can hope for.
No, definitely.
like, yeah, who's to say people could slip through the cracks, to be realistic, but
true.
yeah, like, that is the best thing about it, because I know before OnlyFans people were doing stuff on Snapchat and all, they'd have to get everyone to send their ID over, they'd have to keep track of when someone's subscription was expiring, they have to keep, like, it was a lot harder. And even though it's still hard sometimes on OnlyFans, their website is set up in a way that is, but there's lots of things they could improve, but still, you know what, I still have to be very grateful to them, because they're the reason why I am able to work for myself right now. Thank you, OnlyFans. Like, when you put it like that, you know what I mean? It is actually kind of wild. Like, I basically work for OnlyFans. They take 20% of what I make.
Yeah, exactly. You get
but they
out.
have allowed me to, and so many other people to just, you know, make content and make money from it. And the great thing about OnlyFans is that you can resell the same video over and over to new fans. You make one piece of content, and that one piece of content can make you money forevermore. Yeah. And that's the way that, like, I think we think about money these days, and the way our generation thinks about money and working versus our parents' generation is that, like, now it's about how can we make money while we sleep, right? Whereas in their generation, they had to work, they just associated making more money with working harder.
And longer.
Yeah. I mean, this industry and doing OnlyFans and sex work has completely changed my mindset towards money and, like, just everything about it.
Our parents' generation liked it long and hard, and we like it in our sleep, is what you're trying to say.
You're a fucking weirdo.
Sexual innuendos.
Would you rather your parents watch you have sex, or you watch your parents have sex?
I'd rather have my parents watch me have sex.
Everyone says that. I swear I'm the other one. Is that weird?
I walked in on my parents having sex multiple times. It's horrible.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I wasn't having it. Oh, okay.
Horrible.
See, I've never.
It's terrifying.
Kenny has as well. I've never. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, honestly, it's terrifying.
Okay.
Genuinely, it's terrifying.
But, like, isn't that kind of weird, though? Like, we should probably not think like that. Or are we not furthering the stigma of sex?
Well, I feel like it's only natural. Babe, I feel like it's only natural because, obviously, you know, you're not supposed to be having intercourse or, quote, breeding, unquote, with direct relatives, because then your children
okay, that's
will be,
true. Okay,
you know,
yeah, so it's a natural
response.
Oh god, now I feel extremely incestuous. Okay, no, that's not funny. It's too much Game of Thrones.
Jokes aside, Game of Thrones, if you haven't watched it,
no, but anyways,
don't bother, it's too late.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, well, there's so much we could say about this forever and ever and ever, and we'll be chatting on and on and on this podcast all about these types of things.
We've gone on for how long now?
53 minutes. We be chatting.
Wow.
Chatting and chatting and chatting. Imagine we did live shows. Ah!
I know, it'd be
I
so
see
fun.
all the podcast communities do live shows. Holy shit.
We'd do
Manifest.
it. We're
Holy
actually
shit.
do
Like,
it.
where will we be with this in a year?
Live
Like,
shows.
we could, like, a year goes by so quickly. We just
Yeah.
post consistently. Like, if you are listening to this right now, we appreciate you. We appreciate your
I love
support.
you.
And we will have our Instagram and TikTok linked down below so you can follow us.
You are valued and loved.
You are. So you can stay up to date over there on the Instagram and the TikTok. But for now,
In the meantime,
we're going to go
you've been listening to
Boppin Around with Venus and
Ayesha.
Bye!